Alex describes in detail the members of this malevolent ET confederation, consisting of reptilian ETs from Alpha Draconis, the Orion Group, and the Grey ETs from Zeta Reticuli 2. And it appears that Alpha Draconan reptilian ETs have been manipulating humanity into a nearly invisible system of servitude for aeons, or eons even, feeding off our labour and our bodies through the wars that they instigate and the hostile belief systems which they foster in the form of religious and social institutions. Alex's life has also been threatened 9 times.
Yes, as far as the vibration, everything is frequency. You know, in the DVD and the book, The Secret, I suppose, from what I've heard, they were asked to take out the word frequency. They weren't allowed to use that word, but, you know, that's the magic word. Everything is frequency.
Yeah.
And we're nothing but radio tuners. So the higher your frequency, the more channels you bring in. And we're talking about cosmic knowledge, cosmic energy, which, of course, we are all a part of, even if we're dumb as a brick. We are still pulling in some of that energy. It's just that, you know, you're not tapping into the knowledge and the wisdom. Okay. Just basically the life force. And then the ego takes over, and many people are operating strictly on ego and not spiritual higher self. So,
Hey, Charlie.
Morning, Mr. O'Brien. Oh, that sounds like the end of civilization.
Yeah. Well, have a good one, Charlie.
You too, Mr. O'Brien.
Hey, everybody. So it looks like World War III has started, and we're all gonna die real soon. No, I'm serious. So many regrets.
And so he set up, putting himself on the cross. He changed the name of Nibiru to Marduk when his age came around. He was responsible in 2024 for the nuclear war that happened in the Middle East. He was a byproduct of it. Actually, it was relatives of his and his cousin Ninurta and his son Nabu. They went at it. They nuked the Sinai. They nuked the Indus Valley, today Pakistan. They nuked, they've had fights everywhere.
I've wasted my life.
Please confirm identity with Gilmore Girls security question. In Season 1, Episode 18, what piece of furniture does Emily ask Lorelai for?
Emily asked for the hat rack that she regifted to Lorelai 5 years before, because the gift was originally given to her from Trix, Richard's mother, who expects Emily and Richard's house to be decorated with all of her various gifts anytime she visits.
Identity confirmed, Conan O'Brien.
you know, now what's happening is that many people are waking up, even those in the lower minion management areas of the New World Order, or whatever you want to call it, the powers that be, the regressive hierarchy. Those who thought they were in for one reason are now realizing they're in for another. And, of course, this is creating a lot of stability for those guys at the very top, you know, who aren't us and really don't give a damn about humanity at all.
Yeah.
So it's positive. Not only that, but it's also having an effect on our DNA. It is absolute scientific proof that some children and some adults now have third strands of DNA, and it's changing dramatically. And we used to live longer lives. One portion of our DNA that was turned off by the Anunnaki was the fact that our bodies used to be able to create vitamin C on their own. When they turned that off, it dramatically changed our life cycles.
Okay.
And they did it on purpose, because then we were easily controlled, and for a while there, we were becoming equal to them, because we're very astute, we're excellent learners, and we are extremely creative and very, very adaptable because of all the DNA we have in us from different races. So, we're sort of a Heinz 57, but at the same time, we're genetic royalty, and that scares a lot of races because we have literally unlimited potential. And some races, for some reason, see us as a threat. And it might be the ones that have been hurting and suppressing us and enslaving us all these years. And they would be right. I think once we woke up, we would definitely be pissed off enough to want to, address the issue directly.
What do you think? What do you think the chain of command is, or who's in the chain of command regarding the, from draconians to the archons to the global elites? What way do you see it, panning out from a hierarchical level?
That's an excellent question. Regressive ETs, I don't necessarily think they're all reptilians. Some of them could be human hybrids. Some of them could also be other different types of races who we would consider humanoid. Who the actual ones at the very, very top, the 4 or 5 that I understand that basically have the final decision, or who create the holographic structure that controls humanity, I can't honestly say. And they're kind of using humanity as a hostage at the moment.
Well, we're talking about that because obviously on the likes of TV series like Star Trek, they talk about the Prime Directive and not to go near, certain planets that have, a certain race on it. But and that's all great from, say, a spiritually aware and advanced ET race or alien race, but the negatives like the Draconians and the Archons don't seem to be bothered about any Prime Directive, and they're just going straight in, and it's kind of unfair,
It is. Of course, it's unfair, but let me give you a little background here. Earth used to be spiritually evolved. The consciousness of the planet was very, very high. It was then corrupted, and significantly through steps of creating religions, creating wars, creating different languages to separate humanity over the last, 100-something thousand years.
Or as the just Lord said, behold, the people is one. So let us go down there and confound their language, mix them up. That way they may not understand one another's speech. There were giants in the earth in those days, the Sumerians, the fallen angels, they were giants. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, their offspring, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown, okay? Became mighty men which were of old. Shall I of a surety bear a child which am old?
The frequency of the consciousness of the beings on the surface, in the planet, and the planet itself have been significantly lowered. It was an intentional attack to do that.